Who's a good potato? Spin the league here, and I'm doing a review of Underworld: Rise of the Lycans. Now, I love and hate this movie. Basically, this takes you back to the kind of the start of the war, how everything panned out. You get to see firsthand all the stuff that was hinted at and that was talked about in the first two movies. Now, let's talk about a few things. One, they did a lot better with slow-mo. They did a lot better with cinematography. They used just the right amount of kind of campy action. They still kept mostly the cosmetics. They used CG to make a lot of bits easier, but I can understand that. They did an excellent job with the choreography this time around. You really got what should have been in the first Underworld, which is just werewolves and vampires ripping each other to shreds. Now, saving this for last kind of spoils it, because if you watch the first two movies, you know every detail of this movie. You already know what's going to happen. If you were to watch this one first, seeing the first Underworld last, that's an odd sentence. If you were to watch Rise of the Lycans first and seeing Underworld last, it would have been in the proper chronological order, but it would have killed some of the most loved characters in the series in the most anticlimactic ways. Like I said, guns ruin everything. Lucian died in the first movie. No surprise. He's the main character of this one. You learn to love him, but he gets shot in the back. Raves, which is one of my favorite characters. Fucking giant of a man. Badass. Really cool. Literally, like, neck broken in the first movie. The deaths in the first movie, like, whenever you watch this one and you go back to the first one, you think, so that's how a legend dies. Damn. Okay. Like, this one, I loved every second of it, in all honesty. And there was nothing more badass than the ending scene, but it got cut short. Like, Victor jumps into the crowd of, like, basically the entire battle, and after 5 seconds, just looks over, sees Lucian, and says, fuck this, and runs off. This played on a lot of emotional levels, if you've seen the entire franchise, which, excluding the fourth one, I haven't seen that one yet, but the initial trilogy plays on a lot of emotional levels. One thing that distracted me throughout the movie, though, is their makeup choices. That, like, full-on, blatantly blue contact lenses the entire movie. Yeah, they happen from time to time in the earlier films. But this one, it was the entire time. Plus, most of the time, whenever you're looking at Victor, like, his face is literally the color of fucking room. Like, at one point, the entire side of his face was, like, fucking green because of some shit that they used. And, like, other parts where he's supposed to be emotional, his face is, like, purple. It's odd. He's like a goddamn chameleon. Vampiric chameleon. I'm not sure how to fairly rate this. Like I said, it was fun. It was entertaining. I loved it. Definitely a better love story than the first two movies. Action, better. Honestly, all I'm seeing is improvement. And just in a chronological sense, this is probably why it's ruining for me, is the order in which this was released. If this was the first movie, this would be perfect. But then the third one would be a disappointment, being the initial Underworld. Well, the initial Underworld would be the second. Then the second in the trilogy would be a disappointment. 3.5 potatoes. I think that's fair. I'm going to give it 3.5. I'm going to leave it at that. If you've seen this movie, are you going to watch it? What were your thoughts on it? Post all that in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep on keeping on. I'll see you in another video.